We're going to go over what is expected after you've done your pre-check and you've gotten to the machine. So for your pre-check, of course, you've checked the plug. You can pull it out, see if it's bulged or burned anywhere, made sure that there was just one plug in the outlet. You've checked your water shut off. There should be an above counter water shut off. If there isn't one, install one, charge them for an install kit. All right, once we get to the machine, we're gonna inspect the outside. We're gonna, number one, make sure that it's level. Level this way, level that way. If it isn't level, level it. Now we're gonna look for any obvious leaks or standing water. See how clean it is. Check the water spigot, make sure it isn't loose or damaged. All right, now we can shut off the water. You can look at the funnel, see if it's broken, needs to be replaced. It's all good. And now we're gonna check to see if all the lights are working. They are. If it's up to temperature, we're gonna make sure that we can see this nice bright green ready light. If this isn't working or any of these aren't working, replace them. All right, now we're going to unplug the machine because we're going to give it a proper inspection. First thing we're going to do, we're going to take off the spray head because that's most likely your problem. We're going to see if it's all scaled up. Don't stop there. Don't just clean it and leave. We're going to set that aside. We're going to leave that off for our first test. Take the top off. I like to just set it to the side. Now, we can inspect this good. We're going to look to see if there's any leaks, any standing water. Make sure everything's tight. Check all the terminals to see if there's any burnouts. See if all the hose connections tight. Check to see if the grommets are bad. If there is, replace it. All right. Check to make sure that's clean up there. Everything looks pretty good. Now we can take off the front. Not to lose any screws. If there's any missing, please replace them. All right, take the front off. We can inspect inside. Same thing as up top. We're going to look, see if we have any standing water or leaks or water stains anywhere where it was leaking. You can check for any burnouts. From here you can see the tank on and off switch. Check to see if the board is in the locked position. It needs to be in the locked position before you leave. All right, I don't see anything. You can check all the hose connections. It's grounded. Everything looks good. Make sure and check to see if this thermostat is all the way up. If it is, it may not be heating well. All right, now we're going to test it. With the spray head off, put the pot on there. I'm going to just slide this back just a little bit so no water gets back in there. Make sure everything's ready. Turn it on. And we can brew now. Hit the brew button. Now what you're looking for is a good stream out of here and a good stream out of here. And if you don't get a good stream out of the top, your problem's most likely there with the inlet valve. If you're not getting a good stream here, most likely the siphon tube is clogged up. So we're going to run our test. With plain water, it should come up to about the top, or the top up here. That should give you a good level of brewed coffee. Make sure and have something handy just in case it overflows. All right, now that that test is done, see what our problem is. So, like I said, if you don't get a good stream out of here, you can check that inlet valve, take the screen off of it, or rebuild it if you need, or replace it. And then if you don't get a good stream out of here, then of course we're going to take the bund spring, which remember is a customer tool, not a technician tool. Shove it up inside of there, clean it out. You can usually tell if it's really bad. Alright, we've got that all cleaned out. Hopefully that there's a problem. Alright, she's all ready to go. Now that we've cleaned that out, we're going to run a second test. Test it again. Everything working properly. No leaks. Once you get a good pot level there, after it's done, now we can, while it's heating, you can clean the spray head. Get it back on there. Finger tight. All right. Now I can put the coffee in the filter, and we can run an actual brew. Turn it on, start it, see if we get a good pot level. If you need to adjust the pot level, adjust the pot level. But make sure that you lock the board before you leave. All right. Now, after putting everything back together, you can wait. You can do this while you're waiting for it to heat back up again. Make sure you still have all your screws. We've got the top off. You can also stick your temperature, your thermometer down in that hole in the basin and check its temperature. Make sure everything's running all right. Once you get all those screws back in, it should be up to temperature. Should have a good pot level. You've inspected the machine. You've cleaned it. Now make sure that when you take a nice big enlarged photo of that data plate, it should be clean. Shouldn't have any coffee stains on it. Now you can take a nice big picture of that clean data plate. All right, now check to see if this is leaking. You test the flow. You can see if you need to replace the aerator. Should have a nice good flow out of there. All right. Now, ask the customer, if all you needed to do was clean this machine, ask the customer if they have one of these bund springs. If they do, show them how to use it. Write in your call that you've educated the customer. If they don't have one of these springs, sell them one. And that's it. Thanks.